7, and at this time, each and every day, we check in with Scott Crothers from Stifel Nicholas. Good morning, Scott Crothers.
Good morning, McGraw.
I think we were up a little bit yesterday, weren't we?
Just barely.
What happened?
The Dow was up 5 points, closed at 23,930 after falling almost 400 points earlier in the day. Boeing, Microsoft, and Cisco were all higher, but we saw selling in a lot of stocks. Investors are worried about trade with China and today's employment report. They're also worried about the yield on the 10-year U.S. Treasury fell to 2.94%. So kind of a mixed day yesterday, though.
Yeah, all right. Let's talk some company news. Now, in terms of full disclosure, I have a large position in Berkshire Hathaway, so I'm very interested to know what you're saying about Berkshire Hathaway.
All right, well, Berkshire Hathaway bought 75 million shares of Apple in the first quarter.
That's good news.
That's on top of the 165.3 million shares it already owns. While many investors were worried about the company and their sales, not Mr. Buffett, and he was right. This is one of the reasons he is such a great investor. Berkshire has their annual meeting tomorrow, so we will hear more about their buys and sells.
That's pretty interesting considering yesterday Apple announced they were going to buy $100 billion of their stock back. So that was a really smart move by Warren Buffett.
It sure seems like he's doing a good thing with his Apple purchase.
Yeah. All right, good thing my 4 stocks are going to now skyrocket thanks to that. All right, good news. Close to home, Post Holdings. What do we hear about them?
Right, St. Louis-based Post Holdings reported earnings yesterday after the bell. Revenue increased 26.3% to $1.59 billion, which was better than expected. They made a profit of $91.5 million. Post completed their acquisition of Bob Evans on January 12th of this year, and the results helped their bottom line and show it in these numbers.
All right, so Bob Evans. Who doesn't love Bob Evans? And the restaurants aren't bad either. What about CBS?
Well, CBS reported after the bell, revenue increased 13% to $3.76 billion, a new record driven by higher subscriptions. While many companies are losing subscribers, CBS has gained subscribers for 3 consecutive quarters. They made a profit of $1.34, which was better than expected. So good news there.
CBS is actually sort of going into that subscription base as much as possible. So that's been a push of theirs. How do we look today on the markets?
Well, so far today, the Dow looks flat right now as we wait for the big employment report. We expect the economy added 195,000 new jobs and the unemployment rate to fall to 4%. We almost need a perfect report today. Not too hot, so we worry about the Fed raising rates, but not so cold. We worry about the slowing economy. So we just need to get it just right.
So what you're saying is we need a Goldilocks report today.
We definitely need the Goldilocks report.
Ladies and gentlemen, we love Bob Evans and Scott Crothers here on the Big 550 KTRS. Scott, have yourself a good weekend. I'm off for a couple weeks, so who's filling in for me?
That would be Doug McKelvin.
Dougie Fresh. Doug McKelvin's going to be taking over things, so be nice to him.
Sounds good. Thanks. Have a great trip.